And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week.
No Eagles gear this week, and yes, I'm still in the throes of depression, needing a little therapy because a little call here, a little fumble there, and unfortunately, we hear the old Pennsylvania song, "Just wait until next year." But pitchers and catchers are reporting, the rest of the squads are joining them, and the grapefruit and cactus leagues are soon going to be saying, play ball. So the queen of seasons, spring, is soon coming, and warmer weather is on its way, and the world is at peace. And we saw a tragedy on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border a few weeks ago. The train derailment has become a little bit of an issue, largely because of the incompetence of Norfolk Southern, which has been focused on by some politicians, but more so because of the incompetence of the Biden administration. Look, we've said for weeks that this is the worst cabinet in the history of America, and they prove it once again. It took 2 weeks for the EPA administrator, Michael Regan, that's Regan, not Reagan, my old friend, just for clarification, to even show up. And Pete Buttigieg, Mayor Pete, hasn't shown up yet, but instead, as he has so often been missing in action, trots out, oh, we're so concerned. I mean, these are the same people that hated it when conservatives said that they offered thoughts and prayers in shooting situations and mocked and derided all of that, but now he's concerned about what happened on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border in East Palestine, Ohio, where the mayor says it's nothing but a political circus because of the inactivity on the part of the Biden administration. So while Pete Buttigieg, who, as I say, has been missing in action in a variety of different situations, who's never done anything in transportation other than run the bus system in South Bend, Indiana, dithers, Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, writes a scathing letter about Norfolk Southern. And look, they deserve criticism, but he doesn't have a word to say about the failures on the part of the Biden administration to do what they should have been doing. The mayor of East Palestine, Ohio, has been so critical, he's actually said, Mayor Pete, don't even bother to show up. Too late, too little, and frankly, we need nothing from you at this point. And while he was at it, Josh Shapiro tells the people of Pennsylvania that he wants to end the death penalty in our Commonwealth. Now, what's very interesting about this is that we just went through a year-long campaign for the governor's office. Did he bother to mention that once? Of course not, because the majority of the people of Pennsylvania think that the death penalty is at least something you should have, even if it isn't often used. It goes back to the Ridge administration since we last executed anyone in the state. But Josh Shapiro, who was for the death penalty not long ago when there was a shooting at a synagogue in Pittsburgh, and he was very, very vocal in saying that the death penalty ought to be available then, now says, changed my mind. Well, it would have been nice if he had told the people of Pennsylvania that as he was campaigning for office. Doesn't look likely that that's going to make it through the General Assembly, but he'll give it the old college try, because to him, it's good for politics. And we mourn 2 tragic deaths this week. Raquel Welch, the star of Screen that so many of us loved as young men, and Tim McCarver, whom we loved as a ball player. Steve Carlton's personal catcher and a great announcer, and years later, part of one of the greatest announcing teams of all time. Andy Musser, Harry Kalas, Tim McCarver. Harry Kalas, the best ever. Andy Musser, Pennsylvania boy from nearby Lemoyne. And Tim McCarver, who always had something to say. May they all rest in peace. Because for now, that is the best 60-ish seconds of your week.